So, good evening ladies and gentlemen. Here you find us on the Corsican once again, a little bit late getting to this vlog. It's now about 6 o'clock in the evening. It's Saturday, the 14th of January. It's about 1 degree outside. It's not particularly nice, but we're roasting hot in here because we've got the old wood burning stove roaring away beautifully. Have a look at that in there. And that keeps you warm and toasty. I'll tell you, the satanic stove, there's nothing like keeping your boat dry, warm, and keeping your toast nice and hot as well. So, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody who viewed last week's first vlog of what we were going to call cruising on the Corsican. We've now decided, as this is going to mainly be a vlog, it's about what you can achieve cooking on a boat with very little cooking facilities, that we're going to change the name and it's going to be called Cooking on the Corsican. So that's that. So the subject of this week's vlog is, last week I threw the gauntlet out and asked people online if they would like to have any requests, if they'd like me to cook anything. And I got quite a few back, but one was from a friend of ours, Merv, who's in Northern Ireland. Good evening to you, Merv. And he asked us to make macaroni and cheese. And as it's a nice, easy dish, it's only a matter of cooking pasta and making a cheese sauce. And I think the thing that frightens people the most is making the cheese sauce. Well, I'm going to show you how easy it is to make a cheese sauce. It's absolutely nothing to be frightened of. Okay? So let's start. I'm just going to warm this pan up a bit here. And the first thing you have to do when you're making any kind of sauce, any kind of cheese sauce, white sauce, bechamel sauce, is you have to make a roux, which consists of fat and flour mixed together. And the fat I'm using is butter. And I'm going to make about 1.5 pints of cheese sauce. So I'm going to use about 1.5 ounces of butter. Which is about that much. I'm going to just turn the ring right down. And I'm going to go under my cupboard here and get my flour. Now, once the butter's melted, it's basically a cheese sauce. It works like this. It's 1 ounce of butter to 1 ounce of flour for every pint of liquid. So I'm making 1.5 pints. So I've used 1.5 ounces of butter, and I'm going to use 1.5 ounces of flour. And you might think, well, how do you know 1.5 ounces? Well, it's dead easy. If you've not got a tablespoon or a set of scales, just an ordinary spoon like this, and 2 of these level is round about 1 ounce. So I'm going to use 3 of these level once the butter has melted, which it's getting there. So we've had a bit of a day all in all. Vlog's very late being filmed, as we had 1 or 2 problems today. We actually broke down. So that's the butter completely melted. I'm sure Steve will demonstrate that to you, show you that. And I shall add the flour. So 1 level, 2 level, 3 level. And I'll just put a little bit in for luck. Do you know that's something I shouldn't do? I noticed in the first video, when you bang the pots like that, it really makes an awful noise in the video, so I do apologise. I'll try my best not to do that. So simply all you do now is you mix the butter and the flour together fairly rapidly. Until you achieve this kind of paste here. And as you can see, There's no lumps in it. There's no flour left. And we've just got this paste, this roux. Okay, so that's looking absolutely wonderful. As this isn't a dark sauce, we don't have to cook it out for very long. If you were doing a gravy or something like that, you would cook this a bit longer to make it darker, because your gravy's got to be dark. Now, next thing is the milk. People say add it bit by bit. Only add it bit by bit because it'll split. Well, let me tell you something. That's a load of rubbish. Here we go. That is approximately a pint and a half of milk. But we'll keep some by, just in case. I'm now going to get rid of my wooden spoon. And I'm going to go in. There I banged the pot again. I must learn to stop doing that. And I shall go in with my whisk. And I shall turn the temperature right up. As I say, people tell you not to do it this way, it'll split, it'll go lumpy. Well, I've been cooking for 40 years and I've never had a cheese sauce split on me or go lumpy on me, and I never add it bit by bit. I always do it like this, so maybe I'm just lucky. But I have made thousands of cheese sauces, white sauces, bechamel sauces, gravies, all the same kind of same way. So there you go. So yeah, as I was saying, we've had a few problems. We got out this morning, sadly the boat broke down. We sorted that out. We're here tonight, by the way, at a place called Obi Mill, which is near Upton, for viewers who know the river. And it's a far pleasanter evening than it was last night. So ladies and gentlemen, the same problem as last week. We put a much larger card in the camera and it still only wants to record a 12-minute video, so we had to take a pause. The only thing I've done is add some salt, but as you can see, the sauce is thickening up beautifully and there's no lumps in it at all whatsoever. I've not done anything at all fancy, just giving it a stir now and again. Next thing's the cheese. I'm going to get to this quite rapidly. This is just an ordinary mature cheddar in here. It's a full block, 350 grams. I'm not going to put it all in, but I'm going to put approximately half of it in. Okay? And to give it a little bit of a boost, I've got some Parmesan cheese here. I'm going to put in about 3 spoonfuls of Parmesan cheese. Okay, if you're wondering how I grated that, I've done it in a grinder or a food processor. It's a brilliant way to do Parmesan. I'm going to put half a teaspoonful of mustard in. All that does is helps to bring out the flavour of the cheese. And I'm going to mix all that in and I'll be back with you. Okay, here we are again, people. I'm really sorry about this camera issue. All I've done now is mix everything in and I've cooked it for about 3 or 4 minutes gently, just to cook out the flour, and I've added a little bit of seasoning, some salt and pepper, that's all. So that is the sauce basically made. It's beautiful, thick, umptious, no lumps. Look, absolutely no lumps. So the only thing we need to do now is add our macaroni. Now, I couldn't get the macaroni that I like, which is Marshall's big macaroni. They only this horrible stuff, which is tiny. So I've gone for these spirals here, which are very good. And they're just an ordinary spiral. There they're there, I'll show you them. They're at Tesco's. And they're quite inexpensive. I think they're about £1.50 for 2 bags. So not expensive at all. So I'm going to add some of my pasta. There you go. And Mix it through. Probably not with that though. And then I'm doing that again. I do apologise. Throwing the pasta all over the floor. That's absolutely brilliant. But hey ho. There you go. So here we go, people. There's the macaroni and cheese. All I'm going to do now is just mix this through and give it another couple of minutes. And then I'm going to transfer it into a gratin dish. And I'm going to make a little mixture up, which has got breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese and some cheddar. And I'm going to put that on the top of it. And when it cooks away in the oven, that'll put a beautiful crust on the top of it. So remember that as Parmesan cheese, ordinary grated cheese, breadcrumbs and some black pepper. So I'll take a pause and I'll be right back at you.
Okay.
So I'm back with you, and once again I'm really sorry about this. We'll suss this camera problem out at some point. Remember, these vlogs are new. I'm learning, we're all learning, Steve's learning, and eventually we will get it right. But here's the finished article in the dish, in the gratin dish, and here's my mixture I made up. 3 spoonfuls of breadcrumbs, 3 spoonfuls of Parmesan, 3 spoonfuls of cheddar, and some black pepper, and I've mixed them together. And all you do with that is simply, so all you do with that is put it all over the top of your macaroni and cheese, like this. There we go. I'm a great believer in using your hands. That's why God gave us them. So there you go. That is it done. That will go into an oven at gas mark 6 to 7 on a boat. Depends how hot your oven is. If your oven's a bit ferocious, 6. If your oven's kind of, you know, just ordinary, put it in gas mark 7. If it's cold, it'll take about 35 to 40 minutes. The way we're doing it at the moment, I shall pop it in and it'll probably take about 15 to 20 minutes at gas mark 7. So what we'll do later on, when it comes out of the oven, we'll quickly turn the video back on and we'll let you see the finished result. So okay people, that's the end of this video. I'm sorry it's a bit unprofessional. I hope the lighting's okay on it. We have put all the lights on in the boat to try and make it better. So if you've been watching this video, thanks very much indeed. If you like the video, hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up, and if you don't like it, well, give us a thumbs down. So that's all for the time being, till I catch you later on when I show you it coming out of the oven. And until the next time, thanks very much for watching. Okay people, we said we'd come back a bit later on and let you see the finished results. There's the macaroni and cheese there. It was in the oven for approximately 35 minutes because we've waited quite a length of time for our dinner. It's 8 o'clock. The weather's took a horrible turn for the worst. It's raining, it's windy, it's really horrible, but it's lovely and toasty and warm in here. I've made a nice salad to go with it, some nice tomatoes. So Steve and I are going to sit and enjoy our dinner. So thanks very much again for watching the vlogs. As I said earlier, I'm sorry they're a bit scratchy and a bit unprofessional. We will get better at it, we're going to keep at it. So again, if you like the video, hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, give us a big thumbs down. Thanks ever so much for watching. See you the next time. Bye bye.